Welcome to Thieen, y'all. We back again after a little hiatus because your boy is currently chasing a thing called a degree. Educated baddie mode. Snap, 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 snap.
Snap, snap, snap.
3 months. Let's see. Last time we did a podcast, that was like February, March, right? No, we don't have a March episode, and we're currently in April.
I actually think it was near the end of January. And we recorded like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, we kept good pace, and then shit hit the fan. Midterm.
The semester gets busy.
Oh yeah, been putting in that work though. I'm like, damn. Like, I look at myself in the mirror. Although the acne is there because of the stress, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of an educated baddie.
How's the semester going?
It's going pretty well, honestly. I'm just like, I'm pacing myself, but I'm also applying because I'm taking biomechanics. So like, I'm at the gym and I'm like, ooh, I can work my muscles out correctly, and my joints don't hurt because I'm using the knowledge I gained from biomechanics and putting it into working out to like prevent the injury. And so far, like, I don't have any back pain.
That's really good because I think there wasn't YouTube whenever I started working out. So I think from years of improper lifting, I have back pain.
Oh. Oh no. Yeah, I kind of got like scared at one point because I'm just like, wow, I've been working out incorrectly. Dun, dun, dun.
What is something that you noticed that was incorrect?
So like, terminology wise, where people are like, oh, his elbow extended but his arm was completely straight. Your elbow's already extended whenever your arm is straight. It can only flex.
For what workout, for example?
Well, I'm just talking about terminology based because I'm like, I see like people like on the football channels talking about injuries. He's like, oh, look at his elbow flex, but his arm was already straight out to begin with. It's just shoulder flexion.
Oh.
Shoulder flexion when your arm goes in front of you, and then shoulder extension when your arm basically goes behind you because it's going back to anatomical. It's pretty sick. But in terms of working out, it's just like scapular retractions during like my calisthenics, because I'm like, wow, like why does everything hurt when I'm doing calisthenics? But now I'm just like, man, I could be like a gymnast. Like,
I don't think like joints are talked about whenever people work out enough.
It is not. It's quite a shame. Chase the pump.
I guess my thing is little things like keeping your scapula retracted when you're benching. That's something I learned like 5 years into benching.
Don't even get me towards benching form. I learned how to use it correctly with joint knowledge now, and I'm like, oh my god, you know what? Your boy hit 295, the PR of the century. Oh, it felt so nice because I'm like, I thought it was 290, but it was 295, and I'm like, wow, I accidentally reached my goal.
How did it feel?
And actually, like, so on the concentric side, I was fighting it, but I was like, wait, hold up, and press, and I'm like, I think I just lifted it.
So it felt more like a 7.
A 7. It felt. I was like, 315 maybe. Dun, dun, dun.
Being in the 300s that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but at the same time, I was like, it's so much work, and I got it on my cut. It's not supposed to work that way.
I mean, you don't look like you've lost mass.
I did it. I'm still 157.
Yeah.
I was 157 on our last episode. I'm still 157 now, but I converted the fat into muscle. Maintain.
That's one thing that I miss the most is, I guess, having some level of gains, because I can't eat enough with my braces on right now, and I guess like my shoulder injury is still kind of at play, but I'm rooting for you still.
I'm rooting for you too, man. You've been telling me, like, you know what, I'm trying to get back into it, and I'm like, you know what, you can do it.
I guess that's why in the meantime I've been doing other things like writing or traveling. Went to Japan. It was
Yo.
life changing.
The Church of Taeyong is expanding our grounds. That's a
Yeah.
landmark now.
I made a
Waypoints.
there's a Church of Taeyong collab with Cup Ramen.
Yo, do you have that cup still?
No, I ate it. I ate it in Japan.
Shit.
I ate it in Japan.
Well, I mean, at least you took a picture of it.
You know, I could have kept the cup, I guess, but
You ate the cup?
no, I didn't
Wait.
eat the cup.
Oh, wait.
But the thing is, I threw away the cup, and I was like, in theory, I could
Oh,
have kept the
sorry.
cup, I guess.
I'll be honest. You ate it. I was like, wait, you ate the cup?
I ate the cup.
I'm like, damn,
it was-
Japan's pretty advanced.
It was really yummy.
It's biodegradable and edible. But like, honestly, it's really cool to see you and On going to Japan, because I'm like, man, I told you this the other night. We're in Louisiana of all places. There's nothing down here. Like, what you gonna do? But I'm like, go to Japan.
Not many people from Louisiana leave the country, let alone go to Japan. So whenever I came back, I noticed that I got a lot of people. They were very congratulatory,
Mm-hmm.
but also I noticed that they felt a little bit inspired too, because they're like, I want to go one day. So I think like, I'm like, oh, this is good, you know, inspiring people to just go out instead of, because most people live and die in Louisiana.
Yeah,
Like
it's a shame.
they don't leave their city.
Or AKA Texas as well. I know a lot of my family members that just moved to Texas, and I'm like, oh no, Louisiana's expanding. Texas is a new Louisiana for us folks, or at least our generation.
I want to be in Texas one day too.
Yeah, point proven. Point proven. I'm like, I want, like, Texas is like one of the states I would move to, but if not, I'd move to like Chicago or something. Although I hear people in Chicago kind of crazy.
Chi-town.
I have a question to ask. So when you're asking these people, like, or not asking, but telling these people that you went to Japan and they feel inspired, are they part of your generation and younger, or older?
Both.
Both?
I'd say
Okay.
both. But definitely younger. They're definitely more inspired because obviously their future is unwritten versus people that are of my age. They've already had their years, so it's a little bit more difficult to jump into the next realm, like
Definitely.
the next tier essentially, because it's like they say that in your 20s you have a lot of room and error to mess up, and then as you jump into your 30s, each mistake you make, it compounds, and it hits heavier essentially. And I don't think that they talk about that spectrum as much, because I'm on that other end, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the end where I see people and I don't think they're where they want to be, and they took their 20s a little bit for granted.
I'll tell you what, you inspired me, because I'm like, he went to Japan because he worked hard and did what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to be like you one day.
No,
I want to be like you one day.
No.
I mean, you're like, we're 10 years apart, but so like, it's not, in the greater scheme of things, it's not the biggest gap that could be made, but like, it's still a good enough gap for me to be like inspired enough to work harder and achieve these things. Because I'm like, I want to be able to go to Japan and just like explore for 2 weeks. I'm like, damn. I remember the 2 weeks that you were gone, I'm like, where's he at? And I'm like, I'd be waking up in the morning because of the time difference. Bro's eating so good. I said, you know what? While I'm eating my Rice Krispie, I'm like, one day I will have that little, was it like a marshmallow stick or whatever? I don't know what it was, but it looked delicious.
Marshmallow stick. We had like a tamago stick.
Maybe that's what it was.
But it was egg based though.
Oh, I was like, I can't tell if this is like a marshmallow or an egg. Like, it. I'll be honest, anything looked good out there. So I was like, one day.
Being able to go to a foreign country and just be like, you know, there are no limits. and just like swiping
Yeah.
every time.
Exactly, right?
That's freedom to me. I think being able to, I think about it a lot because our ancestors, they struggled a lot because we're both Vietnamese, and they had to go to a different country, and then they had to work from zero to where they are. And I almost feel it's a personal responsibility to take all of their struggles and their hardships and channel it into something where it translates to freedom, because they didn't have the freedom of choice. I was like reading a poem and it was mentioning about, I guess, the perspective of like our mom or our dad, where, for example, whenever right now you're 21, but whenever our parents were 21, they didn't have the opportunity to study or to even break into the next level of just financial freedom. And it makes me think, oh, what was it like?
I wonder if like they may do when they could, like even if they couldn't break through that layer or tier, they still made it in a sense. But like, I wonder every day of just like, how would you have lived if you were my age right now with the same opportunities I have? Because like, I mean, I wouldn't say my grandparents are like well off, but like they're living, they're still somewhat thriving. And like, it just makes me wonder, I'm like, back then you came here and I wasn't even born, so like, how did you live? And I kind of want to like vice versa a little bit, just a little bit. Like, what would your life have turned out if you were given the opportunities that I have now? Because like, your parents are immigrants, right? But my parents are just like, no, I don't think they really are. My dad came here when he was 5, and my mom was born here, so it's more so my grandparents. So I'm just like, I wonder, like, how far would you have made it if you were like in my shoes right now?
I think what struck me about the poem, I can't quote it directly, yet I remember the feeling. And it was almost saying how like, oh, if I think about a different I think about a different future or a different timeline where what dreams I'm sorry. We'll cut this out.
It's the Kingdom Hearts clock. It strikes every hour and plays good ass music. So just embrace for like a good few seconds.
This is gonna be like a sponsor break. Sponsored by Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies. Damn, I haven't had my daily Rice Krispie today.
Rice Krispie is a good way of increasing your blood sugar right before the gym, giving you that extra oomph.
You think that like one day if we become that popular, we'll get endorsed by Rice Krispies, and to the point where like we don't even need to buy Rice Krispies no more?
I mean, if you talk about Rice Krispies enough, and maybe they're like, wow, this guy really likes Rice Krispies, they'll just send you some Rice Krispies.
Either they'll give me Rice Krispies, or I'm like, damn, this guy's got a little problem. He's like, Rice Krispie this, Rice Krispie that.
Kind of like Jaden Animations. She does videos, and she talked about Pokemon a lot. And then the Pokemon company reached out to her and was like, hey, you want more Pokemon stuff? So that would be a dream. That would be the dream.
All right, I think the music has subsided. But were you talking about the poem?
Basically, it's kind of saying, if you were in my, like, asking your mom or your grandma, like, hey, if you were in my shoes now, like, what dreams would you have had? Kind of like, what would, for example, for your mom, like, what would she have wanted to do with her life? Like, where would she want to travel? Because she doesn't get the opportunity, because she's just raising y'all instead. And that's why I think it's like a personal responsibility to go places that my ancestors never even touched the soil of, and being able to do it in a way where it's not out of survival, it's out of leisure, it's out of experience.
I kind of asked my mom that too, like, if you were like what would you do, And she's like, it's such a huge, like, a huge difference, because sometimes, I guess in today's generation, sometimes you don't need a degree to make it out like people like start investing without a degree and they start making money. But like in her generation, it's like having a degree was like kind of like top tier priority sometimes, and she didn't have that. But like my mom's like a business owner. She's still doing what she has to do, investing. But like I just talked to her about it. I'm like, so like you would go to school, what would you want to do with your life? And I think the one thing she wanted to do when she was younger was become like a fashion designer, like make clothes.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, so you telling me like if you chose that life I could have been dripped out? She's like, what's dripped out? I was like, uh-oh. Slang difference, my bad. And for my dad, I don't really know.
Yeah.
That's I think that's a common thing we have between us. Like,
different can of worms.
Different can of worms. Man, let's see. You keep asking me like, where would I want to go? And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know where I would want to go if I became successful. Like, only think about like,
not if, when.
When. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Manifest that shit. When I become successful, where would I go? And I always think about like in state-wise, like where would I want to go? Like San Francisco, Chicago. I mean, I've been to New York with you guys, and that was like a blessing because I'm like, a vacation without stress. What? But I mean, I think Korea would be pretty cool. Annyeonghaseyo.
Gotta be specific. Okay, I'm gonna go to Korea. Like, we'll send you to North Korea.
No, South Korea, bro. I mean, if we trying to spice up the Church of Taeyong vlog, let's just let's eat out there for like, we probably won't make it out for like a few days, but
crash landing into you.
Crash landing on you, Chloe. That's a good K-drama. The OST is fire.
I eat a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, and I was like, if this is calculated, this is part of my bulk.
Tommy's like, hold up, let me try not to make myself feel bad. This is part of the bulk.
I mean, I was like, I would really like to try ice cream in Japan, and there just happened to be like an ice cream place everywhere. So I tried like 4 or 5 different ice cream places because like in Japan, it's not a cream-based ice cream, it's milk-based, and they use milk from Hokkaido, which is the culture. The atmosphere is so different that it allows. I think it makes the cow's milk just taste more rich for some reason. So I ate a lot of ice cream. Ate a lot of Wagyu beef.
You ate good as hell out there.
I did.
I'm telling you, the time difference was insane because like I would go to sleep when you would wake up essentially. So whenever I woke up and I opened up Snap, Instagram, and I'm like, what is going on out there? I'm like, I just see you, and I'm like, whoa.
There are times when I eat like 6 times.
No,
6 times in one day. I was doing intermittent fasting, but it was like intermittent eating.
Oh man, I didn't get my meal in today. But it was just funny because I think as the Church of Taeyong gang, we collectively agreed to give up sugar for Lent because we're all Catholic, and we all kept that up really well. And whenever you guys went to Japan, you were like, you know what, you guys can like also cut off the Lent just to enjoy yourselves since we'll be enjoying ourselves. And like Victoria and I were like, no, we're good, we'll try to stick to it. But like after the first few days of like knowing you guys went out to Japan to eat, and I'm like, what's going on out there? I see food everywhere. I'm like, you know what, they deserve this. They paid that much money, they better not stick to the Lent.
There was no limit.
There was no limit.
You know the that scene in Mean Girls where Lindsay Lohan's doing like a math equation, and then she's like, there is no limit. That's what I was thinking as I was eating. I was like,
wait, stop. A Mean Girls reference?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I didn't expect that, bro. I was like, Tommy watch Mean Girls like that? Damn.
Look, okay.
I'm more of a Legally Blonde type of fella.
So in pharmacy school, actually, I don't know how this happened, but I made one friend, and then I made another friend, and then I made another friend, and we all ended up hanging out together. And coincidentally, each individual ended up being gay. So I have learned a lot of gay culture because of them.
Gay culture.
And Mean Girls is in the Paramount. It's like it's in the references. Like you gotta know it. You gotta know it like Beyonce. You just gotta know. You gotta know like Lady Gaga. You just gotta know.
Okay. I mean, I'm not really sure if I would have to like agree with that, because I mean, I've met different people as well, but that's pretty interesting. I didn't know you would just drop a random ass Mean Girls reference. I was like, wait, hold on, wait, because I mean, I have little sisters that watch it, but like, I didn't know you would drop that like that.
I gotta stay cultured.
It's like a diss track, bro. Dropping random things. You're like, whoa, wait. Repeat.
I did want to talk about what's been going on in hip hop the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's almost like I'm experiencing Jujutsu Kaisen in real time, but with real people.
With this heavenly treasure I summon.
It's like, honestly, there has been a lot of references to Marvel, but I kind of see it kind of from a Jujutsu Kaisen perspective too, because I guess for reference, we the top 3 rappers are Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J.Cole. That's like what is always thrown around in the hip hop community, and they have been dubbed the Big Three, and they got the title Big Three, or the term Big Three, from anime, where the Big Three of anime is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And it's interesting because as I'm watching everything unfold the past 3 weeks, it's almost like Drake is Sukuna.
Ooh.
Like, this is spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen, because in the recent chapters, but it's kind of like everyone's just ganging up on him, but he's just like, I'm not even trying. I'm only at like 50%. I'm like I haven't even used my curse tool yet or whatever.
Oh my god. All right, that shit's getting the drama in Jujutsu Kaisen is just, it's too much, man. I like try to keep up with it, but I'm like, man, by the time I finish up school, the fight still probably won't be over.
The Sukuna fight has been going on for almost a year now, I think.
He's just that big.
Because the Gojo battle was like last year too. But I think it was like the beginning or like middle of last year. So it's been like almost a year of fighting.
Yeah. It's just too much. Especially like, I get how you could see in the Jujutsu Kaisen like perspective. But you remember in Civil War where they have Captain America and Bucky versus Iron Man?
Who's Bucky and who's Captain America in this conflict?
So like, exactly, right? The way I thought about it, it was just like, man, with J.Cole switching up, is it like Kendrick and J.Cole versus Drake, as Drake being Iron Man? And I guess Captain America would be Kendrick. Or no, what
do you mean? What do you mean?
You remember like at the end of Civil War, they're like, you know what, Bucky killed your parents, Tony, and he's like, what? And he goes off like, shoo, 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 like repulsor blast. But then at the end, it's just like Captain America and Bucky have to gang up on Iron Man.
Don't you think it's more likely then that J. Cole is Captain America and Bucky is Kendrick and Iron Man is Drake? Because Drake's trying to, well, maybe it's more like Iron Man is Kendrick, because Kendrick is trying to kill Drake lyrically. Hold on, y'all. we're not repeating some 90s stuff going on right now.
Oh my god.
No Biggie, no Tupac. No. No Diddy.
No. All right, I still don't know what you're talking about, this No Diddy situation, but like, that's pretty interesting.
I don't know either. I don't know the full meaning behind the phrase, but you know, they say I guess I don't know what the term would mean, honestly. I just think it's funny. It's kind of like whenever people say the diddler, you know, like the Riddler, but the diddler.
I just looked it up. A new slang term is no diddy. It's basically like replacing the popular phrase no homo.
Oh, oh no!
To dispel any connotation of homosexuality or gender non-conformity.
No.
in conversations or lyrics. I this is my first time hearing about this. I swear, like I'm reading it and I'm like, oh no,
no. That's kind of good though.
I'm like, wait, hold up. I didn't know it switched up like that. So I guess, wait, no homo was around your generation too, right? Like no homo.
Yeah, our generation I think coined that term, but now it's no Diddy.
Sorry, bro, Gen Z. I'm a part of it. We changed it up.
I like it. I like it a lot.
No Diddy. Damn.
There is this like meme of, so everyone was saying that Diddy left the country, but then they found footage of him like riding his bike around Miami supposedly, and it's really funny because did you watch South Park growing up?
No, not really. I wasn't allowed to.
In South Park there's this like bike that goes extremely fast speeds, but the thing is the bicycle seat, instead of it being flat, it's vertical, and you basically so how you stay on the bike is you know it just goes in between your booty. and like they're like, this is the bicycle seat that Diddy was using whenever he was caught in Miami essentially, and I was like, oh no,
my god,
they're destroying this man. No.
You see, I guess like I didn't listen to rap that much when I was younger, so I really didn't know who Diddy was until like after, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Growing up, he was always seen as someone very powerful, someone that's intimidating, and now that time has progressed, it kind of makes sense based on his behaviors, and because he was real popular on MTV, and you know MTV was more my generation, and to see how it makes sense based on his persona why his shortcomings would come to surface one day. It's very interesting. But getting back to the rap civil war that's going on, it's really fascinating because I guess I got to see what it was like seeing all of their come ups, and they were all good friends. They all have songs where they collab with each other, and it is kind of, I have to admit, it is kind of sad to see all these former friends just beef with each other. And it makes me think from a J. Cole perspective too, like, does it have to be that way? Like, do we have to diss each other to, I guess, garner what rap would consider respect or the GOAT status?
It's pretty sad, but I'm like, it's a heartbreaking era, because it's like, man, I didn't listen to rap growing up like that, but like as I'm growing up, I'm like, wow, I like this. I like this rapper, like Future, 21, Drake, Kendrick, and I'm like, okay, like these are good rappers, but I'm like, damn, I kind of like the plot right now. Like this is kind of like, ooh, it's getting a little spicy, you know, because at some point in time, it's kind of like, it's like a coming of age when it comes to rap. Like a diss track about you is gonna come out. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it's kind of expected, but at the same time, how will it go? I'm like, tell me more. Give me more of the diss tracks, please.
It all started in 2023 whenever Drake and Kendrick, whenever J. Cole and Drake, they teamed up for one of their present day collabs, First Person Shooter. And I have to admit, it is a subliminal diss, because in the song J. Cole was saying how, you know, Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole, they created the big three and they're like the top three rappers. But then J. Cole says on the song, but I feel like I'm number one right now. And in that aspect, I could see it rubbing off Kendrick in a certain way. And it went number one on the Billboard, so that means everyone just listened to it. So 6 months later, here we are, and I think like that is actually the Kendrick response is number one on the Billboard right now too. So it's like, oh, this beef is it's getting bigger and bigger. And domain expansion. You have any thoughts about it now? like present day?
Present day. Honestly, I'm there for the rhythm. I'm like, it gets me pumped up because I'm like, you know what, you guys can be beefing with each other, but it goes pretty hard.
I think the beef taps into a part of masculinity where there is some level of competition involved, and it is energy that we kind of all carry. Like, we want to be good. And that's not necessary. I mean, I don't think everyone compares themselves to other people, but I think that it does happen. Like, from time to time, it does happen. So it kind of scratches that. I don't know how to say it. It's like almost like primal to like almost a primal urge to be the best. That's like something that is really ingrained in, I guess, masculinity. And it could be toxic. I have to admit, it could be toxic. But it is a part of it. And I think it's interesting seeing this because they're all grown men. They're not like in their 20s.
Oh, yeah, they are grown men.
They're like grown men. So I think it's just fascinating because if you don't grow as an individual, you just stay that way. Like, people will beef with each other at the age of 50 like they're 10-year-olds on a playground, unless you actually do some inner work. And I have to admit, so for example, right now, a lot of people on the internet, they clown J. Cole because they're like, oh, he's weak because he's bowing out. He actually feels bad for even dissing people. So at the same time, another camp is saying how this is very on brand of J. Cole because he's never been like that. He's never really dissed people directly. And he's never attacked someone's body of work or their character. Where in rap, you do that. Like, you'll make fun of someone for being fat, or you'll make fun of somebody for being short. Uh-oh. So that's what's been going on lately, and I can see why J. Cole had to back down, because I think he knew that, oh, this rap war that's happening, this World War III, it's getting personal, and we're getting into like baby mama territory. Like, I did your baby mama first or something.
Yeah, I can see why, but like, I remember telling you, just like, I don't think he's made for this. Like, he's made for the music, not for this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, it's a different like standard. That's why he yeeted out of there. He's like, no, I can't do this.
And as fans, it's really good, like you were saying, because the music's really good and it brings a level of energy. Like, I can go work out to these songs because it's so aggressive. But on the other flip side, I could see why J. Cole bowed out, because these songs are personal. And I mean, we can talk about men being like they puff up their chest and like, that was weak or whatever, but yeah. I think that the way that they're going about things, it probably does hurt their feelings in a certain way, but they can't talk about it. So I don't know, like
I can just imagine it. Drake hears a diss from Kendrick. He's like, he goes to his room real quick, just gets some tissues, cries it out real quick.
That's the meme. That's Drake, the type of dude, you know, Drake, like
time to do this, screaming this pillow after the diss. Man, what can you really do in this situation? Because like, we are of the public eye. We can give some comments about it, but like at the same time, it's like, it's up to them to steer the flow of this battle. Like, I don't really listen to the diss as much. I listen more to like the beats and stuff, because I mean, it gets me pumped. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm just driving my car here and I'm like, okay, and I just like blast it just a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, this isn't towards me, so I shouldn't really care. But I'm like, this is kind of interesting.
Versus for me, it's I do listen to the lyrics.
You do.
And I'm like collecting the lore. The lore that goes behind all of these songs, and how it's just gonna affect the legacy of all of these rappers, essentially. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I think this is a huge landmark in the rap community. One of the huge landmarks. Because like, imagine like 10, 20 years from now, we're like, damn, that went down. But like the one thing that scares me the most is like, what if I have a kid and they get into old rap, which is the rap that I listen to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And still like, yo, Dad, did you ever hear that? Did you listen to like that? And I'm like, and I was like, I have to explain the lore now.
It's like going back to the days where Jay-Z and Nas, they were beefing. Like, I don't know if you know about that, but there's a song that I think Nas dropped, and this shows how uneducated I am, but I think the song was called Ether. I think it is. But Nas does have a song where it's just like in the background, his ad-libs are like, fuck Jay-Z.
Whoa.
So it's, imagine, like, I can't imagine living through that, but I can imagine, like, both of us can imagine going through this, all of this rap civil war where 20 rappers are going against Drake right now.
Dranos.
And against Dranos.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, because isn't The Weeknd on here?
Yes, The Weeknd is also part of the 20 going.
We both know how Endgame ended, so like, let's see, because I mean, eventually Thanos is going to have to snap, right? So half the Avengers are going to have to leave, but in Endgame they're all going to come back. So like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an ongoing thing for like a year or two.
Well, it seems like the current rap track that just got released, it did kind of shut up a lot of people.
The snap.
Yeah, that was probably the snap, because I think everyone was quoting one bar that kind of shut down Metro, where he was just like, Metro, shut your whole ass up and go make some drums. And I was like, oh, like,
Instead of the blip, it's the bar.
yeah.
The bar.
But obviously we're all waiting right now for the grand entrance, because I've never seen Kendrick fully diss somebody, as in like just really go in. And now with the track that Drake leaked out, he has the opportunity. So I think we're getting into maybe the middle of Endgame right now.
Middle Endgame? Okay.
Yeah, because Kendrick's about to be the savior, maybe. Potentially. Or, who knows, maybe Drake will come out with something even bigger.
Oh, God.
It's a good time.
Wait, so you said you've never heard Kendrick diss somebody. What would you count his little, like, his bars and like that?
It's more it's direct, but it doesn't call out people's name.
Oh, so it's just like subliminal messages where it's just like
subliminal bars where it's like he talks about burying dogs, and then Drake's album was for all the dogs, like stuff like that. You'd have to connect the two.
Yeah.
But then I think dropping Drake's name in a, like, imagine rhyming Drake with like, Drake, you was fake.
Well, end of the career, bro. We won't
career
make
ender.
it.
Career ender
right there. Watch out, Drake. Tommy Trendsetter coming after your ass. Alec, get on the beat. Oh no. Yeah, we wouldn't make it as rappers, bro. At one point, we're just like, bro, we can't do this.
Kendrick Lamar, more like Kendrick Lamar.
Oh no. God, no. Kendrick Lamar.
But that goes back to something that I introspected about, because, you know, for me, my personality is I take everything that's happening in life and then apply it to myself in real time. And it's fascinating to see all of these male rappers and how they interact with each other. And it makes me think about, how, like, for them, they take out their feelings musically. But then in real life, as a guy, you have relationships and friendships with other guys. And then it made me think about my interrelationships with other men, essentially.
Yeah.
And how I have to admit, sometimes there is a little, like, an ego battle sometimes that occurs, and that's where the conflicts occur. And that's the same thing that's going on with these rappers, is that at the end of the day, it's all like an ego battle. And I do want to be more in the camp of J. Cole, where it makes me question, like, does it have to be that way? Like, can we just work things out amicably? But, you know, whatever went down between Drake and all these rappers, it is whatever Drake did to them. The behavior probably wasn't healthy. It was probably kind of petty or conniving.
It's very interesting hearing that from your perspective, because again, the age gap is pretty uncanny, but it's like you face your ego battles and I face mine. It's just like whenever something is happening in my life where I'm like, man, the fucking ego is insane. Tommy, what do I do? Guide me, Uncle Iroh. Tell me what I should do before I unload real quick. Metaphorically, not realistic, you know, like.
It's just whenever ego is involved, it doesn't lead to positive effects on either party on the long term. So we can talk about it from, because I think that people have that primal urge to kind of be cutthroat, and it's easier that way. It's easier to just discount somebody, and I don't excuse myself from that, because I also think black and white thinking sometimes, where, oh, this person's just a bad person, or this person's a good person. But there's so much nuance in between. And one thing that I got from this rap war was that if I were to apply this to my real life, I could see a part of myself going down that route of just attacking someone's character. But then the problem is everyone's divided now, because in the beginning everyone was collabing, everyone was having a good time, and there was respect and love and mutual love and respect for each other. And it's kind of, that is something that I wanted to talk about that is lost in translation, because that's not there anymore. No one talks about that. Everyone's just there for the tea. And I get that too. I really do.
Don't you ever wonder, like, they were all friends at one point. They're divided now. But now they're going after one person. So it makes me wonder, like, were they really friends or just acquaintances at that point? Because it's like a 20v1 battle right now. So I'm just like, yeah, they would have, like, they collabed, but like, at what point are they really friends? Because I'm like, yo, this is getting pretty intense. Like, I don't know how I would feel if, like, let's say Church of Thieen divides and it's like a free-for-all right now. I'm like, what's going on right now?
Well, the thing is, if it's three, like in the Church of Thieen, there's the four of us, and it's like, if three of us had issues with one person, that one person might need some self-reflection. As in, like, if all of us are kind of banding together and saying, like, hey, these are some issues that needs to be worked out, maybe the other person should listen. And that's something that happened with me, where I noticed that if 2 or 3 people have multiple concerns, even if it hurts my ego or my feelings, it probably is worth investigating, at least introspectively. And I don't know, it would in an alternate timeline, maybe all this beef simmers out, and then Drake actually, he introspects and is like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing these things anymore. Maybe I should be like this and this. Maybe I'll do this in the future instead. And then, like, over time, and because I love ciphers. Or like
ciphers they're really good.
I think about songs like Forever, whenever Drake, Eminem, Kanye West, and Lil Wayne, they just teamed together and they did a song. And I think that's what J. Cole wants. J. Cole wants something like, I want all of us to just respect each other and love each other. And if there is a level of competition or ego battling, let's just do it through bars and let the rap community decide from there, versus having these personal attacks. And that's just something that I want to think about moving forward, is that as much as I try to, I guess, Uncle Arrow my way into just having as much wisdom and peace in my life as possible, I have to admit that I'm still young, and my ego still probably needs working upon. And it made me think, oh, I'm conflicted. Like, I remember when he was conflicted. And I am conflicted because it makes me think, oh, maybe I am in a way not respecting people in, I guess, like my everyday life. And I would like us to just have common ground, and to, if we do have a conflict or like a issue arises with an individual, I can come in and just talk to them from a leveled format, instead of, I have to admit, whenever I was your age, it was more like I did feel like I had the higher ground at sometimes, and that doesn't ever produce anything. Like, it doesn't help the relationship. It doesn't make one person feel better. It just causes damage on both sides, which is what's happening with this rap war. People are probably just, it's hurting people, I have to admit. But that's just part of they say it's part of the culture, but does it have to be?
Yeah, I'm just there for the plot, to be real. I'm like,
right,
ooh.
right.
I like, yeah, again, we're two sides of the same coin. Tommy, you're more on the analytical side, and like when I'm hearing, I'm like, wow, that makes sense. But whenever I have to like break it down into my own perspective, I'm like, I'm just there for the plot. Give me more.
I'm here for the music, and the music is good.
It just is different now, because I'm like, growing up, I'm like, wow, I know these rappers. What's going on?
At the end of the day, they do say, whether it's beef or not, great music gets made from it. I mean, like, that's really good.
Yeah.
First person shooter is really good too. So
we don't trust you, and we still don't trust you. Like, I didn't even know they came out with another album, so I'm like, wait, what's this?
It really is like Avengers, because it's like part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll take it. And as I'm listening to it, I'm like, you know, like, this ain't that bad.
I saw this meme art where it was like J.Cole was Obito and Kendrick Lamar was like Naruto. And then,
my God.
And then how in, you know, we still don't trust, we don't trust you in part 1, Kendrick Lamar was in it, and then in part 2 J. Cole was in it. I was like, wow, shit. It's all, I mean, I'm sure J. Cole just shows love to both sides, but it's just funny.
At this point, when does Drake ascend to Kaguya? Because, you know, remember in Naruto, Madara's like, I don't think he officially gets eliminated. He just like transforms into Kaguya. So I'm like, what's gonna happen? Rick Ross gonna come out there. What's up? Yo.
Boss. I think if Drake can survive this, he becomes Kaguya.
Yeah.
Because I mean, imagine like the lore 10 years from now, where it's like, oh yeah, it was 20v1 and my music's still being listened to by the masses. I think that is highly possible.
Rap, the egotistical world of rap. What do you do? I'm here for it though. Give me more. I can live with it.
I mean, I'm invested in it too. I talk about like the I guess the analytical part and the more intuitive and the inner world of what happens. But at the same time, I have to admit, as a rap fan, this is good. Like, I need to know what happens in the next chapter. Like, when's the next chapter gonna drop?
They're gonna be doing like that, the mangas 1 month from now, right? 1 month from now, we're gonna come back and we're gonna make it.
Kendrick's always been a very he takes a lot of pride in his work, so it may take some time for him to respond to Drake, because First Person Shooter came out and then Like That came out 6 months later, so I don't know how long it took Kendrick to write his verse, but bro, I'm looking forward to it.
What if he comes back and it's just so mid? Everybody's like, oh no. You know, like the sound bits from like your sitcom shows. Oh, No. Boo.
That's what happened with J.Cole.
Yeah, I have to admit, I heard that when I heard he swapped up, all I could hear was, "Ooh."
Oh.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about this rap beef?
Not really. Those are my big thoughts about it. I'm looking forward to what happens.
I find that I can't say much, only because I'm only there for the plot. I'm just like, man, if they beef, they beef. I'm just here.
I'm here for the lore. I'm here for the inner psychological work that has to occur.
It's not about the diss. It's about the bars we made along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Get those ghostwriters working. Get those ghostwriters working. Get on the beat. on the beat with her. Like, she's so sweet. So I'm just like, I wonder how that would work.
I can see Victoria dropping some heavy bars.
Victoria, we didn't even do none to you. Bars.
I'm trying to like find a way to segue into the body image thing, but
Yeah, it's okay. We could talk about that then another time.
Okay. Guess that's it.
I guess that's it for now. We'll come back with more stuff. This is just more so a catch-up episode. We have been out of it for a month or two, so I mean, it's nice to get back into a routine again.
It's been fun, y'all.
Motherfucker. Get on the beat, Metro. Please.